Alright then, I'm making this recording out of a coffee impulse. I'm really wound up right now, so let's just talk about the thing that caught my attention this morning. The Fallout official trailer. Fallout 4 official trailer. Um, Personally, a fan of the Fallout series. I like everything about this trailer, except for maybe a few things. Yes, I'm a sadist. The only thing I actually really have an issue with is the voice acted character at the end. Don't know if the main character in the not the video, the game is actually going to be voice acted completely. Hopefully not, because there is many ways this could go wrong. One thing is I don't want Fallout to turn into Mass Effect. With Dragon Age Inquisition, I can just quickly get the feeling that they made Commander Shepard in a fantasy world. And to be honest, I didn't like that. There was a lot of arguments between voice characters and non-voice characters. Personally, I like silent protagonists in my RPGs because I am able to imprint my character better onto them than with someone who has a voice, which automatically gives them a predetermined character. Um, Another issue is modding. With Bethesda games like Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim, they have extended lifespans because you just mod them till they crash. If you have a main character and you throw him into a modded story mission, that's going to throw some wrenches in there, because either he's going to be just straight silent or he's going to have someone else voice acting for him. There's also another thing I want to bring up is that Morrowind. Many people to this very day still play Morrowind, despite the fact that almost none of the characters, I say almost none, there are very few characters, almost none of the characters actually have voices. And because of that, the original Morrowind game is just littered with so many different dialogue options and dialogue trees. It's mind-boggling. You can fill up 30 novels with that stuff. And this is because they have no actual voice acted characters. The developers sat there and just went crazy with the amount of dialogue options you can have in there, because they weren't planning on having voice actors just read all that out anyway. And this is also kind of handy, considering a lot of Bethesda games also have characters who have the same voice. Infamously, there's Oblivion with the two people who talk to each other about how they saw a mud crab the other day, and they just have the same exact voice. Getting off voice acted characters, though, I'm liking everything else I'm seeing. The architecture in Boston, even though it doesn't scream Fallout to me, is actually really reasonable, because Boston is a very old place and the architecture there is going to stay. Uh, from the get-go, it doesn't feel like a Fallout game straight off, because there's a lot of things I'm getting from... Where's my mouse? I'll find out later. There's a lot of things I'm getting from the trailer itself. One of which is The Last of Us. It feels like I'm watching The Last of Us when it first opens up, because of the actual color palette and the fact that there's some vegetation growing in the background. Not a lot, not like in the actual game. Also, a little bit of Call of Duty, because the dog just straight up reminds me of Riley from Ghosts. Got a little off topic there because the mouse was distracting me. Another thing I get the feeling from, it has this small XCOM feeling when you're looking at the pre-war stuff. Another thing is an actual Destiny kind of feel, because some of the areas kind of look like the mystical fantasy in a rustic remains of old Earth and stuff like that. There's also a few other things, like the airship. I'm just going to nerd out on the airship because I love airships. There's also a rage feel, because some of the junk cities that they have in there just straight up feels like that they came straight from Rage the video game, which was slightly disappointing. Alright then, I'm just going to end this right here because I am losing my focus way too frequently. Apologize if this isn't what anyone would expect. I'm very used to just writing in the comment section, and I just love furiously typing out paragraphs on what I think, and I'm better able to organize and ramble in text. So hopefully, if I do this more often, I get better at just speaking out loud because I'm very shy, very quiet, etc. Alright then, go screw yourself.